Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we're going to explore one of the important functions of 3DBrowser, which is iFile Explorer, that allows you to generate thumbnails from your 3D files. Each time you open a folder, the application automatically generates thumbnails of the 3D files it contains. By default, the thumbnails show a front view, but you may want to change the appearance of the thumbnails to suit your own needs. That's what we'll be looking at in this tutorial. There are lots of different options in the software for selecting the point of view of the thumbnails to suit the circumstances. Firstly, you can change the default viewpoint. Rather than having a front viewpoint, you might prefer to have a 3/4 view, for example. This default viewpoint will be used for all new thumbnails calculated. You can see that the file thumbnail has been updated, while the other thumbnails that have already been calculated are not modified to avoid constant recalculations. On the other hand, if you go to a different directory, your new global point of view is used for each thumbnail. I can refresh thumbnails that have already been calculated so that they use our new 3/4 view by using the catalog update feature. You can see that all the thumbnails in the directory will be recalculated using the global viewpoint that I defined just before. Another possibility is to choose a specific point of view per file format. Here, for example, I have files in GLB format and others in FBX format. I open an FBX model, which allows me to redefine the point of view for that format. I can do this from the Thumbnail Update menu. For this option, the software asks you for confirmation and suggests that you rebuild the thumbnails in the current directory using this new point of view. Recalculation is in progress, as can be seen from the small icons indicating a refresh. The status bar also indicates that files are being updated. Another possibility offered by the application is to have a particular point of view for all the files in the same directory. I choose a particular viewpoint, but I can also choose a specific rendering mode. Then I choose the option set as default viewpoint for the current catalog in the Thumbnail Update menu. I confirm. I can see that the files are being recalculated using the viewpoint and rendering options I've just defined for this directory. You can also choose a specific point of view for a particular file. Here I have a model of the city of Porto Alegre, but you can't see much in the thumbnail. I'm going to look for a point of view that gives a better overview of this file. I'll define it as a particular point of view. As you can see, this catalog contains viewpoints specific to GLB files, viewpoints specific to FBX files, and a specific viewpoint for a particular file. Another option is to choose the image of your choice for a particular thumbnail. You can choose a rendering image that will replace the renderings calculated by the application. To summarize, there are various options linked to the point of view, and there is an order of priority which determines the point of view of the thumbnail. If a file has a particular viewpoint, then that viewpoint is used, otherwise the application will use the viewpoint defined for the current catalog. If this viewpoint does not exist, the application chooses another viewpoint defined for the file format. And if this viewpoint does not exist, the application will use the default global viewpoint shared by all files. Finally, if this viewpoint does not exist, the application will use a front viewpoint. Some scenes can be oriented in Y-op, others in Z-op. You can end up with files in either orientation. Here we have a model oriented in Y-op. You can choose this axis, and this choice will be retained for this model. Note that the default viewpoints depend on the orientation axis of the files. The settings differ depending on whether you are using Y-op or Z-op. If the thumbnails are automatically updated when the files change, a general update may be useful, particularly if you have changed the default viewpoints. Now I'm going to recalculate all the thumbnails contained in the subdirectories of the 3D demo directory. I select the subdirectories option and tick the recalculation option. For your information, this option deletes any particular viewpoints you may have defined for your files. So be careful when ticking it, because you'll lose your choices forever. That's it for the update. To finish our overview, you can set the maximum size of thumbnails stored in catalogs. In the preferences or from the status bar, you can choose a maximum size of up to 512 per 512 pixels and a thumbnail compression level. Note that this size setting applies to all catalogs, and changing it may cause the thumbnails to be recalculated. Use the zoom slider or keyboard shortcuts to adjust the size of the thumbnails from the smallest to the maximum size you defined earlier. That's it for this tutorial. Don't hesitate to post your comments or questions. See you next time.